What's the word? What is the word? You have tapped into the champion circle. Oreo cookies. God bless you as well. Appreciate that. This the champion circle. We don't do no squares or no triangles. I be trying to let them know, hey man, you gotta do what you can in life. Because one thing about it is, we gonna keep seeing people dropping like flies all around us. We gonna keep seeing it. So you better get what you can get. And if ain't nobody told you that, I'm telling you right now. And another thing, I rebuke any evil, bad energy trying to come my way. And I return it back to sender times 10. All the senders. I send the devil back to his hole. I rebuke all that negative energy. In the name of the Holy Spirit and the blood of Jesus. Praise God. Return it to sender times 10. I'll say that 100 times if I need to. I said I rebuke that devilish evil energy sent to me by the enemy. And I return it back to sender times 10. I rebuke that devilish evil energy sent to me by the enemy. And I return it back to the sender times 10. How dare you try to evil eye me? What the hell wrong with you? Who raised you? I'm here for a good time. I ain't never said I was gonna be here for a long time. Yeah. Shout out to Drake. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's birthday today. Went out, spent some time with her. She turned 7. She's all happy and shit. I was happy with her. You know. I'm still happy. I'm that guy that can laugh without even laughing. Turkey, what's going on, brother? We out here living and loving life to the best of our abilities. My birthday was on the 26th, which was Monday. My baby girl's birthday was today. I've been out partying with her little ass all day. You know what I'm saying? And believe me, a little 7-year-old girl knows how to have fun. Yeah, you know what? I just went and bought some fresh food from the grocery store earlier tonight. We definitely gonna do a cook up. I think I'm gonna drop this barbecued wings, chicken wings. That's what we doing. I'm gonna spice them up. I'm gonna hook them up, and then we gonna do the barbecue. I like to do these wintertime barbecue clips, man. I had a lot of views on one of them, over 1,000. So I'm trying to get back to that, and I ain't did wings yet. Either that or we gonna do chicken Alfredo with we gonna do chicken Alfredo with fried chicken breasts. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know yet. I don't want to get your hopes up, but just know, one, the chef video is coming. I ain't did any. I dropped some new little shorts though, man, and they going up right now, so I'm happy about that. But I haven't done any cook-up videos within the last couple days, man. Right, that's what I forgot. But I can go get some broccoli from the store, man. I could definitely go get some broccoli. Hey, Severino, what they about to deport me back to California? Cause my birthplace is California, bro. So if they coming to deport me back to Cali, all they gonna do is get me in trouble. Cause I'm gonna get right out there, and I'm gonna get linked up with the homeboys. And that ain't nothing I'm trying to do in this stage of my life. So please tell ICE to stay away from me. ICE ain't fucking with me anyway. I should have been an ICE agent so I could come and round your ass up with a name like Severino. You don't deserve to be in America with a name like Severino. Then got the nerve to do underscores, PR, and then a junior on the end. Oh, I guarantee you ain't American. Official Cookie Run. Why do I feel like I seen you? Yeah, I have seen Cookie. Cookie done been around before, man. What's going on, Cookie? And Gene says, hey, King, can you relate like the feeling you get when you want to scratch your foot at night, but you slip by accident and your nail ends up in your crack and like it did? Yeah, I don't know about all that. I got your receipt. That's why I can't just be reading people's comments no more, man, because you start reading someone's comment and it just goes left really fast. It's like, bro, it don't even make no sense. Hey, Drew, man, I don't take no medication, bro. I can't even believe it's people out there who take meds. I still can't believe it. People take medication. Where they do that at, man? People out here taking medication, bro. I don't even take Advil, man. I don't even take Tylenol, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't even take that. Like, I don't take nothing, man. You know what I do take, though? I take shots. It could be rum. It could be tequila. It could be anything, but it won't be medication. You dig? Hey, but you know what though, man? I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel you, Drew, whatever you call your name. I feel you, man. They want to know. The people want to know. They want to know everything about me, including if I take medication. But nah, bro, I don't take no medication, babe. I don't need no medication. Let me tell you, for my inflammation that I have internally, it's two medications I take. I take raw honey and I take extra virgin olive oil, and that's it. All right, let's read Cookie Run. Let's make sure he ain't gonna go left, but I'm gonna read it anyways. So official Cookie Run said, I punched something and I need help. Knowing what to do to get the drywall out of the knuckles and stop the bleeding. You know what, Cookie Run? Let me show you something, right? You see this hand? Okay, so you see that little indentation right there? Right there. You can see it better. It's right there. Bro, let me tell you what that's from. I was shadow boxing one day in 1999. I was shadow boxing, right? But I was close to a door. And the door had this little metal piece of steel sticking off about this far, right? And I must have punched too close to the door. Book. And that piece of metal went into my knuckle right there. I'm talking about a hole an inch deep. Just perforated it, right? At first, I didn't even feel it, but after about a day, my whole hand swelled up to like the size of a balloon, bro. All because I was shadow boxing. Yeah, I'm good. That happened in 1999. That was 26 years ago. Right? I'm an old nigga. 26 years ago. Here we go with this Jim Jones. Hey, let's get Jim Jones moving in the algorithm, right? Because don't nobody ever say T got the recipe, but they call me everything but a child of God, bro. I swear. I started my YouTube in 2016. I didn't do nothing with it though. I just created a page and then that was it. I didn't start doing nothing with it till 2025. And then I realized that in 2025, like, wait a minute. I'm a whole content creator out here, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I created my channel in the summertime of 2016, bro. But I didn't do any content. I should have. If I would have did content, y'all would have seen a bunch of stuff from Las Vegas, bro. But I didn't really get it cracking till 2025. And you know what? Hey, man, I'm glad I did, too. Drew said, Cookie, you typing good for a man with a wounded hand. And then this guy, Bora, he says he likes to crop dust human beings. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Y'all think he's serious or not? King, what's going on, man? You know what? I ain't been going live lately, man, but tonight I said we gonna do it, man. We gonna do it. So here I am, bro. You know, I had a good night, man. I had to take my daughter to a birthday party. Just close family, that's it. But we went to a place with you know, where the kids can, like, it's a trampoline little complex where it's all kind of trampolines and shit for the kids to jump on, and it's called Ninja Kids. They had fun. That shit was $200. That shit was $200. Yeah, it was about $200 after we was done buying everything. I figured out how to stop the blood and get the drywall out. Bro, what kind of drywall you got, man? Drywall is... And why does this... Come on, man. All right. Crop duster. You custer buster crop duster. Why you crop dusting people, man? You trying to say we parasites or something? especially at stores and restaurants. Yeah, you know what? I have a let me screenshot this shit because I have a feeling this guy Bora Bora is telling the truth. And I bet you he's telling the truth, man. This cat be going out in public and spreading poison in restaurants and grocery stores, just like he said. Hey man, you have to ask dude. Obviously, I didn't know personally the guy, but I knew of a guy. I ain't gonna say what his nationality was or nothing. I'm just gonna tell you this. This dude used to go out in public with a little bitty squirt bottle. And he would spray all kinds of shit. Just like what this dude talking about. No, he wasn't Jewish. This cat used to go out in public with a squirt bottle. I'm talking about on the bus, in gas stations, at the bus station. You know, Vegas is a different type of city because they got casinos everywhere. So you could go up in anywhere, you know what I'm saying? And I never knew what it was that he was spraying. But I seen him more than one occasion, and I was like, why is this dude always got that squirt bottle out in public? But you know, you got to be careful. Hey man, I'm gonna tell you guys. Excuse me. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Nowadays, this guy Bora Bora, he just gave me an idea. Hey, when you go out, if your parents, if you or anybody you know goes to the grocery store and buys anything like fruits and vegetables and anything that's in the open air, make sure you wash that shit thoroughly with water, man. You know, wash that shit. Because he might be playing, but people really be on that. People be going. I don't know if you guys seen that video of the black dude online where he was going to the grocery store and he was spraying vegetables with Raid. He was going all around the grocery store spraying shit with Raid. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, Raid can make you sick, but it's not gonna hurt you. I mean, you gotta take in a whole bunch of Raid to really get hurt. But I can tell you what they do with Raid. See, this is something you're gonna learn about when you grow up in the deserts of California and you know a whole bunch of tweakers, right? Which is two things I've done. I know a whole bunch of tweakers and I grew up in the desert of California, man. You can take Raid and make synthetic drugs. But it only has a shelf life of like 3 or 4 hours. So when you make it, you gotta hurry up and sell it. But when I tell you that the fiends will think that is real, they'll think that is real. And you know how they make it? Out of chicken wire and Raid. All you need is some battery cables, some Raid, and some chicken wire. And you just spray it on the chicken wire till it's dripping. Spray it until it's dripping. I don't care if you need 10 cans of Raid, just spray it. Once it starts dripping, zap the chicken wire with a car battery and it'll crystallize all the Raid immediately. And then you catch it. Whether you got a cardboard box or a piece of plastic, whatever you use, right? All that crystallized, when you tap the screen, it falls onto the cardboard and it looks like drugs. So long story short, you had people in the 90s in California smoking Raid. So if you can smoke Raid and not, get unalived from it, then I'm pretty sure that you can eat some apples with some Raid on them, and it may give you an upset stomach, but it won't like unalive you or nothing. But I'm gonna tell you this too. That don't mean that I want to be eating raid. Oh man, King, I'm best at, putting people on game. See, the thing about me is I am not a gatekeeper, but at the same time, you take that entertainment information and you do what you will with it. The game was given to me. I never used it because I don't need to use no game like that. But I know how it's done. But remember, you only have a short window, so you gotta like make a deal. Then you make the stuff and you hurry up and go do the deal. You don't have time because you'll end up with a bag full of liquid in about 5 hours. Hold on. All right, man, we are back. We are back. Live at 11. The best I can do is put a poster on it. A cookie run. It's easy to replace drywall, but you're gonna need some tools. All you gotta do is cut a square out of the area that's broken, bigger than the broken part. But you're gonna have to take a pencil and you're gonna have to make another piece. Never mind. I already can see that would be way higher than your pay grade to even tell you how to fix some drywall. Oh man, Joey Fingers in the house. Man, we about to do some some hood chicken breasts, some greasy hood chicken breasts here in a couple days, man. I like frying shit, man. I like frying, especially in these cast iron skillets. Oh man, you can never go wrong with a cast iron, man. I promise you. You know, so I'm gonna be doing that. But I was just telling the other guy that first and foremost, I'm gonna be yeah. Oh, I got some more lined up. Don't even trip. I just gotta clean up the kitchen first. I gotta get everything ready. I just went and got me a gigantic bag of flour. I got me a gigantic thing of grease. I got all the spices you'll ever need. Plus, there's an African store right up the street to where I can walk to it. And they got spices that you can't even find at Walmart. They got shit that you can only find in Africa. So I'm gonna go over there here in a few days, and I'm gonna spend like $15 or $20 on only spice, right? But I'm gonna make sure that yeah, hey man, go get you a Lodge, bro. My sister put me up on these Lodge skillets. Lodge is one of the oldest. Matter of fact, where is my skillet, man? Oh, it's in the damn oven. My Lodge, this is like the third one I've owned, right? Hey man, Lodge is one of the first skillet companies in America, man. Mine, if you flip it over on the back, it's got a picture of a grizzly bear etched into the metal, right? It's a dope ass skillet, man. It's like on the bottom of it, it's a picture of a grizzly bear. But right now, I'm about to be doing some barbecued chicken wings, though. Brody has gray hairs, and you're bringing up his mom. My mom been dead for 20 years, bro. My dad been dead for 30. I ain't a bastard. I just ain't got no parents. Yeah, the trick to my wings is not the fact that, you know, anybody can barbecue chicken wings, right? But let me ask you something. Have you ever barbecued chicken wings on a low temperature? Not low enough to where it won't cook, but just low enough to where it takes a long ass time to cook. And then you close the grill, right? You close the grill, right? And then you close the grill and you shut the vent on the top, because that allows the heat to populate over the wings. So now the bottom of the wings is cooking, right? The bottom of the wings is cooking off the coals, but then the top of the wings are also cooking from the heat populated. See, there's a lot to a barbecue grill that, like, people just, like, the grill masters, they know. But like the average motherfucker, they don't know everything about a grill. Why all those vents are on it and shit like that. And if you utilize those, like the vents on the side where the coals are, that's so you can get your coals hot. Air and oxygen will pass through, right? And I also, my baby mama got a smoker in the shed, a real smoker. So, but the thing is, that vent that's on the top, you want to keep that closed, because that helps the heat populate over the meat, right? When it's open, it's a chimney and it gets released. Man, Hey, bro. Hey, Drew. Paprika is one of my most favorite go-to spices of all motherfucking time, bro. Paprika, man. Man, I love cooking with paprika. I put that shit on everything, bro. Yeah, I'm always out of paprika because I use it. That's another thing. I was gonna go get it tonight, but I was at one of the big grocery chains, and they only had certain sizes, and I wasn't finna pay what the fuck they was talking about paying, man. So, I'm like, I'm gonna wait and hit up this African store. We got a little, see, where I live is kind of cool, right? There's little neighborhood markets within the neighborhood, right? Like literally, it's little markets that if you didn't live over here, you wouldn't even know it existed, right? You walk up in there and they got everything, bro. They got all kind of spices. They got like, man, hey, bro. So, but I don't want to go there because they all got basic shit from the grocery store. This African place, they sell it like the Mexican store. You get little baggies, cellophane baggies of spice where you got to take it home and put it in a jar yourself, right? You know it ain't no heavy metals in that shit, right? Dead sense. I go to the smallest little Thai shop that's been here before I was born, and Maney, I swear. Oh, you meant to say Maine. I swear that soy sauce is liquid gold. Man, I just released some sensitive information to YouTube a few weeks ago, man. I released it like the president, bro. It was sealed recipe documents that I went ahead and declassified them, man. So I'm gonna since it's been declassified, I'm gonna run it through y'all one more time tonight. Go get you some dumplings from the grocery store. Any kind, I don't give a damn. Get you some pork, some chicken, even vegetable. Go get you some dumplings, right? Go get you some garlic chili sauce and mix it with soy sauce. And you will do that shit forever for the rest of your life, right? Just trust me on this, man. Go get you some garlic chili sauce and water it down with some soy sauce and turn it into because the garlic chili sauce it's saucy, it's thick. Go thin it out with some soy sauce, right? And I promise you, bro, if you do that, you will be thanking me later, even when I'm not around. You'll be like, oh man, you know what? Hey man, T had the recipe, man. You'll be thanking me, I'm telling you, bro. Or it's this other dumpling sauce that they sell. They got two versions of it. They got the regular and then they got the spicy. Bro, I go get the spicy, man. That also is some good dumpling sauce, but really for me, it tastes more like just some flavored up soy sauce on steroids with a lot of MSG in it. Hey, what's going on, Primo? It's still good though. It's still good, but when you use the garlic chili sauce with the soy sauce, you get the pepper seeds. It's got the look, it's got the taste, and it's just like, bro, what I be doing is I just be putting that shit in the bottom of a bowl and whipping it with a spoon till it's all mixed in. I just put my dumplings in the bowl with it and then whip them with the garlic chili sauce. Like I whip it real hard, like Rick Ross say, man. And then you just eat them like that. And that, man, bro, you will be hooked on dumplings just off the sauce alone. I promise you. You'll be hooked. You'll be at the stove every week. Like, man, I'm binging on these damn dumplings because this sauce is so fucking good that, like, it ain't even the dumplings, because I wouldn't even really be on dumplings like that if it wasn't for this sauce. Hey, man, people, I feel like people don't give Asians enough props on the way that they put food together. Oh, I don't even know how to say that. Tyaz. It's from Inglewood, okay? 310 in the house. Unless you talk about Inglewood, Chicago. But I have a feeling the fact that you said homie after Inglewood, you talking about the real Inglewood, the suburbs of Los Angeles. They ain't the suburbs now, but they was back in the 60s. You lived in Inglewood back in the day, you was from the suburbs. What you know about that? Asians are sneaky people, though we will never forget Pearl Harbor. Oh man, you know what? Everybody's sneaky nowadays. Don't just blame it on the Asians, man, because Asians also know how to cook the best fish in the fucking world, man. You'll go eat some Asian fish. Hey, let me tell you how Filipinos cook fish, man. So my brother's girl, full-blooded Filipino, right? Her mom was from the Philippines. I don't want to talk about no war and shit like that, because we got enough of that whole ass shit going on as it is. And the way I feel is we need to deal with each other before we go and deal with the rest of the world. But at any rate, right? So her mom is from the Philippines, right? Man, hey, they used to go to the Asian market and get these particular fish. They ain't real big, but they not small neither. They just these fish, but she'll get like 15 of these fish, right? And I watch her prepare them. You know, she puts some kind of little spices on each one of them, right? This is the weird part about how she does the fish, right? So she cooks the fish, and then at the end of cooking them, she puts them in a dehydrator, and then she puts them on the table in the kitchen, like in the dining room. And those fucking fish will sit there for 2 or 3 weeks, and it becomes like beef jerky. But like when I tell you that shit is good, man, I used to ask her, hey, when you gonna cook them fish? And her mom was cool, man. She used to give me all kind of knowledge, right? But they used to cook these fish, bro, and they used to put them on the table on a plate, and they'd just sit there, and people just walk past the plate and break off a little piece like fucking beef jerky. And it was good. That shit was good as hell. It tasted like, now this might not sound all that appetizing to some people, but for me it was very appetizing. It reminded me of like some beef jerky tuna. Now that probably don't sound good to some people, but like, if you could picture like a spicy fish with a great taste, that's also like beef jerky, that's not nasty, it's not too fishy, man, listen, bro, I wish I could meet up with her mom right now just to have her make that fish. And when she wasn't making that, she was making some shit called sinigang. And like, that's something all the Filipinos know about that. Sour soup, it's like green, right? But it's good. It's only green because you gotta put like this, you gotta go to the Filipino store and you gotta get this spice packet, right? And then what you do is you put the spice packet in a big pot full of water, and then you put rice in the pot, right? Way at the bottom, you just let the rice float at the bottom, because you ain't making rice. Like, you making rice, but you're not making it to the traditional way, like where you gonna let all the water. No, you making a soup, right? And then they put these big ass peppers in it, right? And then after they put the peppers in it, they drop drumsticks of chicken into the pot, right? And you just let that shit cook for like 2 hours. And then when it's done, right, you take you a big scooper and you go to the bottom of the pot. And when you go to the bottom of the pot with the scooper, right, you scoop up rice, peppers, and chicken. And then you put that shit in your bowl, man. And then it's got like this sour, spicy flavor. Man, that shit is so good, man. Like, people be sleeping on the Asians, man. People really, really be sleeping on the Asians and the Filipinos, man. Right? You gotta go try. You gotta go try. Their Filipino noodles, homie. Right? You definitely want to try the Filipino noodles, man. They put it's so much shit. Like, if a Filipino family is making some pancit is what it's called, right? It's called pancit. If they cook the pancit, man, like, bro, it'll be enough to feed like 15 people. No, I don't need no mod, man. My chat is going exactly how it should. I don't care about the ignorance. Mod, you are suffer, man. What you mean suffer, man? Like, you gonna give me the ultimatum as if I can't just strike you down. Like, I'm not God or nothing, but I could just strike you down with no problem at all. It wouldn't even take no effort whatsoever. I just strike you down. Nobody can bully me, sir. All you could do is act like you bullying somebody and keep hiding. You ain't bullying nobody. What you doing is tormenting yourself. But man, we gotta get on this sinigang, man. This sour soup. I'm talking about these peppers ain't even bell peppers. I don't know what kind of peppers they are. But they're just these big ass peppers, man. You put them in the pot with the water. You put the chicken in there. You gotta take the skin off the chicken though, right? With this particular recipe, we don't use the skin of the chicken. You can feed that shit to the animals outside, but we ain't putting it in the pot with the chicken. Some people do, but her mom didn't, right? She didn't put the skin in, right? Let that shit boil for a few hours, and I promise you, man, you'll be eating the best soup, Filipino style, that you ever tried in your life, man. I promise you, man. And then back to the pancit, right? Man, have any of y'all ever heard of or even tried Japanese sausage, right? Japanese sausage is about as thick as a beef stick, and you just chop it in really thin slices and you put it in the pancit. You gotta chop like a few sticks of that shit till you got like a nice bowl of it. Cause remember, Filipinos when they cook for like 15 or 20 people. You'll never walk into a Filipino household and they only cooking for 3 motherfuckers. That's not how Filipinos get down. They cook like the Mexicans. When Mexicans cook, they cooking for the whole neighborhood, right? And so that's why if you ever been to my house and you ever watched me cook, even though I'm just a mixed race individual, I'm black and white and Indian, right? But I was raised around so many different denominations of nationalities that I learned from a young age that when you cook, you gotta cook a lot of food because you never know who you're gonna have to feed, right? So even now to this day, man, when I cook just a whole bunch of extra because I've always been around people that cooked a lot of fucking food, man, for no damn reason. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, they had a reason. They were trying to make sure everybody had a plate. And so that's how I get down. If you come fuck with me and I cook, I promise you, it'll be 3 of us. But I'm gonna be cooking like it's 9 or 10 of us. So that way, like maybe there a bunch of people ain't gonna be there to eat, but you, me, and Jack over here, we gonna be able to have 3 fat plates. And then I might just make a plate and take it somewhere else because I remember times when I'd cook food, right, just for myself. Like I'll cook some shit that'll last me for 4 or 5 days, right? When I live by myself. And then I'll just get some surprise. Like I'll meet this girl on the bus, right? This was back when I was catching the bus and shit, right? I meet this girl on the bus. She come over to the house and I got this food that I had cooked. It wasn't even for her, but luckily it's already cooked, and I use a lot of ingredient. My shit is always good, man. I don't think I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy because the only food that I ever cooked, you need some of this, sir. This is Starbucks Pike Roast coffee. This will get you there. I don't care how tired you are. This coffee will. This cup right here. This cup is like 10 years old, bro. This cup is so old that it's stained brown permanently. Like, I've been drinking coffee out of this cup, on God, for almost 10 years. On God. I done moved multiple times. I done moved. I done been through everything. Hey, look, man, I even used this cup as a hammer. Like, I didn't, this is my cup right here, bro. This is my cup. And I ain't never getting rid of this cup. But anyways, man, I cook a lot of food, man, you know. One of these days, I'm going to show y'all my griddle. I got a griddle in the back room that you would probably see on like a food truck or something, right? It's an expensive griddle too, right? But it weighs like 200 pounds. I hate moving it around because this thing is heavy. You don't ever want to drop it on your feet or nothing. As a matter of fact, if you go to my community post page, now that I think about it, I got a picture on there of me cooking on my griddle, man. It was a gift given to me by somebody, but I don't even know what they cooked on it, but I don't care. It's made of steel, so all I did was hit it with some distilled vinegar and some baking soda, and I scrubbed it, and then I heated it up for hours, and then I hit it with my oil. You know how you glaze any kind of griddle. Once you strip it, you got to reglaze it, right? So I stripped off whatever glaze they had, because I don't know what the hell they was cooking on it, but like, I wanted to get all that shit off, right? Oh man, the one I got, I'm telling you, this shit weighs like it's a big slab of steel. It's like a ½ inch thick. But this is why I like it. It fits on my baby mama's barbecue grill. I'm talking about perfectly, with a ½ inch on each side to spare. So whenever I want to cook without shit falling through the grill, I just carry the griddle out there onto the grill, and I turn all the burners on, and after about 30 minutes, that motherfucker will be so hot, you can cook anything on it. You can cook anything, and nothing sticks to it, right? It's been glazed so perfectly over time that nothing sticks to it. I can get anything off of that shit. It's so big, you can cook about 25 eggs at one time on my griddle. Yeah, about 25 eggs. Maybe 30, I don't know. But I use that shit a lot, man. And it was a gift. Somebody gave it to me. I was like, bro, you don't just give this kind of shit away, man. Like, that's in my cooking arsenal, bro. My next thing I want is a big thick pot that I can do pressure cooking in. You know, not because I want to pressure cook, but pressure cookers are thick. You know, they hold a lot of heat, and once they heat up, they get hot. So, and I cook, man. Like, I'm starting to realize that about myself, that maybe I should go get a job cooking, man, because like, I really enjoy cooking fucking food for people. Like, I could sit there and cook all day, and all I need is a short rest. So I was like, man, I should get paid for the amount of cooking I want to do, man. But I ain't talking about no go work at a fast food spot where you gotta pull shit out of a frozen box and slap it on a grill. No, I'm talking about a restaurant. Like, what I need is my own restaurant. I need to raise the money, open me a restaurant, make my own menu, and it will be successful. because I will be doing so much cook. Right now, man, I'm unemployed at this very moment. I'm a starving content creator, but when I'm not starving and I'm employed, I'm either doing welding, tow truck driving, or maintenance work, man. All skilled trade shit. Mostly my highest level of skill comes from welding. I can weld anything. That's what I do. I'm a certified, highly skilled welding technician. I done welded everything you can think of, man. Like I'm cold with the welding, man. MIG welding, shit. You need something welded, you need a trailer fixed. I remember in Vegas, man, we bought a trailer that was broken and fucked up, and we fixed it right there in our shop. And then we used it for our high-low, used it for our Bobcats, used it for beams and all kinds of shit, man. It was a double axle, right? But we got it for the low out of somebody's backyards, out of someone's backyard. And we hooked it to the high-low, right? And we flipped it over. And we cut out all the rotted steel and welded in reinforced steel. And then we cut out all the rotted wood and refitted it with all fresh pressure treated wood. And when we were done, man, that damn trailer looked like it was bought off the trailer lot. The only thing was we kept having issues with the electrical and the brake lights. I didn't have nothing to do with the wiring, though. We just, you know, took the double axles off, put them to the side for a few weeks, replaced them. They had trailer wheels at first, right? You know, them old trailer wheels are like 3-piece wheels. And so we did all that, man. And when we were done, man, that trailer is probably still at that old job right now. And then right before I left, man, they bought a whole diesel truck, man. So I was supposed to be getting my CDL because you needed one to work at that company if you wanted to drive the drilling rig. It was a diesel truck with a big ass drill on the back of it so we could drill these big 8-foot deep holes and then throw haters like you in there and then fill the hole back up. Yeah. No, I don't do no drugs, brother. I know it sounds good saying it. It sounds good. It looks good typing it. But it only sounds good saying it and it looks good typing it because the fact of the matter is I'm not a drug addict, sir. I don't even take pills. I don't even take pills, sir. I don't take nothing, man. You know what I take? I take a lot of shit when I go live on the internet, but that's it. That's it. I don't take no drugs, man. I don't even smoke weed. I hit the weed every now and then, but for the most part, man, you'll just catch me drinking a beer or something like that. I never heard of Blumpkins. I never heard of something like that. What is Blumpkins? Please, humor me, enlighten me. What is Blumpkins? Huge W, gotta have principles. Oh man. Principles are about as important as integrity, bro. If you don't have principles, then how do you have integrity? If you don't have principles, then how are you structured, right? Because every successful outfit in the world is structured on principles and integrity, right? Think about it. The military, structure, principles, integrity, for the most part, right? Any real job that you get hired at, you got to be structured. Company jobs I'm talking about, right? Where you got to wear a uniform and you get paid good money. Those guys are structured. They have integrity. There's probably the list of principles for the company painted on the wall somewhere inside the building, right? Right. And I have a lot of principles. I have a lot of structure. I have a lot of integrity. But that comes from my upbringing, man. And it really, it ain't even my upbringing, man, because there's other people that grew up with me that don't have none of that shit. So it really ain't about my upbringing. It's about the way I perceived my upbringing. I'll say that. It's the way that I saw the world as I was growing up. I saw the world in such a way that I knew I needed to be a good person. I needed to be, you know, an example setter. I needed to be a trendsetter. I couldn't be a follower. I knew that from a very young age that I was not going to be a follower, right? But then as I grew up and I got older, I realized that if you're not a follower in today's modern world and you choose to be a leader, you also get a target put on your back by bigger false leaders. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of false leaders out there, right? And they can't, let me tell you something about a false leader. One thing that a false leader can't fucking stand more than anything in this world is seeing a real leader. It don't matter how small the real leader is or how big he is. If he's leading for real and he ain't out here just being a false leader, that is one thing that a false leader can't fucking stand, is seeing a real leader. Because when you see a small leader and you're a false big leader, you know that that small leader has the ability and the potential to surpass this big false leader, right? So they try to gatekeep if they can. They'll put themselves in a position to gatekeep and block and hate and try to knock you down and, you know, get all their little minions to go against you, right? You know, you see it all the time in society, man. Lots of workplace gatekeepers and little false leaders. There's America's full of false leaders, man, and it's fucked up because we were supposed to be great. And we got all these people walking around in America under this illusion that this is some great fucking place when it's not, bro. It's like it's a great big ass illusion full of haters, little sneaky conniving motherfuckers, and idiots, stupid people that are on the verge of retardation. But we try to act like because of the fact that we gained all this power over all these hundreds of years that we're great. But it's just like, bro, if you're not a great person, your neighbor's not a great person, hardly anybody in your fucking neighborhood's a great person, then how is America great? Because one thing you got to understand is most of those neighborhoods out there are just like yours. They're full of little pussyfoot Karens that snitch and call the police for every little fucking thing. Then the cops show up trying to kill everybody. Like, how is that great? You mean, like, America is very controlled. Like, we just don't understand how we're a third world country that is hitting within these great neighborhoods. Like, for real, like I compare, and I'm an American. I was born and raised here. So I'm not like an outsider, you know? And I'm going to tell you like this, from what I see, man, America is a piece of shit that got polished up real nice to look like something else. But I was always told that you can polish a turd all you want, but at the end of all that shininess, it's still a turd. It's still a piece of shit, right? Now we can change that, but like in order to change that, hey man, a lot of people need to fix their mindset and stop being followers and haters and perpetrators and mask wearers and all this bullshit, right? But people choose not to do that, right? People choose to carry this false image for as far as it will go. But like, hey man, America is not great. And we've had this conversation before. It is not great out here, man. It is not great. Thank you, Electro. Please get out of here. Move with a purpose and move fast. America is not great, homie. America is full of shit. America will steal your land. America will continue to murder your ancestors and take what belongs to you. The whole entire government is satanic. And if you can't see that, then I don't even need to take this any farther, because I know for a fact that these haters that I'm looking at, right, they're white people. Because only white people think there's something great. Other people don't. Ain't no other race, unless you're from the suburbs and you are from a family that got a formal education, then maybe you. But for the most part, not even to sound racist neither, bro, but like only white people want to buy into this illusion. Still, after all this fucking shit that's happened, they still say we're great. Why are we great? Because we can go drop a fucking bomb on another country? That doesn't make us great, man. That doesn't make us great, man. America's not great. America's full of fucking hate and idiocracy, bro. America's full of hate and idiocracy and low wages. Let's not forget about the low wages. For the everyday common citizen, the wages are low. And you know what else they say about the wages, right? The wages of sin are death. Dig it. You know, when someone says, God bless America, I always ask the same question. Are you asking God, or are you telling God to go bless America? Because when every time someone says, God bless America, that's really like a strike against everyone. Because it's like, are you telling him, or are you asking him? The Queen is already gone, sir. Queen Elizabeth. And another thing, let me just clarify. When the Queen passed, they broke her wand and placed it on top of her casket, which signified the end of her reign. There is no saving the Queen. When you seen them snap that wand, go watch that funeral. They snapped it on live till they went and placed it on the casket. They did that for a very, very important reason. But for little minions in America, they probably don't know why they did that. But I try to tell you, this world is ran off of witchcraft at the highest levels, including your little great American government, right? But don't listen to me. Just go watch the funeral of Queen Elizabeth and tell me what you see. Because my whole thing is this. If we're all these great people, then please somebody, anybody, if you possibly could, man, tell me why did the Queen have to die? And when she did, why'd they break her wand and place it on the casket, right? Isn't that like how you send a witch off into the afterlife? How is a witch running a whole country? Like, we're talking about a whole country, right? We're talking about the royal family of witches and warlocks. You feel me? Why do you think Princess Diana got sacrificed? Y'all can hate all you want, but one thing you can't deny is that I'm lying. I ain't lying, bro. It's all there. I don't care if you're not, you know what? Since you don't feel me, then you can go on with your bad self. Get on up out of here, man. Since you don't feel somebody, I had to do it to him. I had to. He overstepped his boundaries. He overstepped his boundaries, right? But at any rate, like, yeah, they snapped her wand, bro, and placed it on the casket. But here we are, way, 6,000 miles away over here in America, talking about America's great. Says who? You? And who are you again? Who exactly are you again? Hollering all this greatness. Who are you? Because looking at the comment section, there ain't a whole lot of great people in here. Samuel, you're about to be next, bro. You're about to be next. Please just calm down. I already see the 666, but I've been trying to give you a pass, devil. I've been trying to give you a pass, but you keep running your mouth. Let me do all the mouth running, and you just listen. Say a comment when it's needed, but just chill. And then Indiana Jones likes to tell people they're cooked as if they're food, right? But I don't see how saying go watch the funeral of Queen Elizabeth and how they broke the wand to end her reign is mental health. I don't see how those correlate with each other. I don't. I think that these guys just say what they want to say, right? Because, they're just broken records on heavy rotation and they just be saying whatever the hell that just fits, but it don't fit, right? It's like you're trying to put a size 9 shoe on a size 11 foot. It ain't gonna fit. So now I have mental health issues because I told you guys that they broke Queen Elizabeth's wand and placed it on her casket, and now I have mental problems. When in fact, you could just go watch the funeral. It was live streamed for the entire world. Go watch it. Go watch it. But if I'm crazy, then go watch it and show me that that's not what they did. You and your little great America. I think America has the potential to be great, but I don't think that these rich satanic rulers ever really gave it a chance to be great. They're too busy selective politicking like they always do. That's what America's always been about, is selective politicking. We gon' not talk about this issue, but we gon' blow this issue up. Homosexuality, big issue. They just blew out of proportions. Just made Pride Month, did all this bullshit for homosexuality, but then they try to put it side by side with black fucking oppression and all this shit. But selective politicking. That's what America is great at doing. You want to talk about America being great? I would say America is great at selective politicking. That's what they're great at. And that's what you're going to get out of any group of satanic individuals, is they select politic issues. They don't deal with all the issues. They only try to pacify some of the people all the time, but never all the people all the time. Because it's not that they can't, it's that they won't. They will not do it. They got too many obligations to foreign interests. Like, let's be real, let's not forget about Israel. We got to pay that ransom every month. Sir, don't stop paying your taxes, because if you do, the president might get in trouble. So I'm just like, well, hey man, if you want to talk about America being great, we can talk about it, but you ain't gonna like what I have to say. Because I swear, hey man, I'm all for making America great. But are we gonna really be able to do that without all this selective politicking? I highly doubt it. The world is too far gone. All the problems that exist right now on January 29th, 2026. They won't be fixed in any one of our lifetimes. I don't care who's on this live. I don't care who's walking around in the streets right now. There ain't a person alive that can fix the problems that exist in the next 100 years. Even if we were to set the stage and the direction of America to be great, it wouldn't happen in our lifetimes. It may happen 100 years from now, as long as the future forefathers can do the work that it takes. But they won't, because they're satanic, just like you. They're only doing the work of the devil. Therefore, how can you call a place that's ran by a satanic cult great? Who would even do that? I'm really trying to understand. How could you possibly fix your face to call a place that's ran by satanic cults a great place, right? Sell that shit on the corner somewhere where your own people will gravitate towards what you're saying. But here, we're going to speak the truth about it because that's what I've always stood on. That's what I put in my mission statement when I launched my channel. I said, we ain't telling no fake news. Only the facts matter here. And if you don't like my channel, then don't watch it. That's what I said. Go to my profile and reread it. It ain't no mental health going on here. It's just a whole lot of spiritual wealth. And people, they don't want to hear that. You know why? Because everybody's living in their bubble in La La Land, acting like shit is great. And they going to keep acting like it's great until those bombs start flying over the cities, which it's going to happen at some point. I don't give a fuck what your government told you. I give a fuck how tough they told you the military was. When it happens, you'll know on that day just how great this shit never was. So, hey, man, you know, me personally, I'm not going to sit here and entertain the trolls. I'm not even going to look at the comments because, you know, every time I get to spilling that spiel, oh, man, these cats go crazy. They literally go crazy. They can't take it. I be fucking up the algorithm with this shit. I be fucking up the algorithm. And you know what? With good reason. Because sometimes that algorithm needs to get fucked up. Because these cats on YouTube got these channels, but they won't even tell you the real. You'll be watching a motherfucker deceive your ass the whole time. They'll just agree with your ass, and you was wrong. We ain't on that. I'm not in California, man. I'm not in California. And I don't give a fuck about cat. Did this cat? No, there's no way. This cat just said, we don't claim you in Cali. Man, you know what? I cannot even believe he said that. We don't claim you in California. Okay, well, there it is there. That's even more of a reason to stay in Michigan. Because unlike you, sir, there's a reason I left California. I don't give a damn about nothing out there. I love my niggas in the streets and the cats doing they shit, but the state itself, man, stop it. Stop it. His cat, we don't claim you in Cali. Little one-liner. Okay, well, I'm here. I'm here. We don't claim you in Michigan. You think I'm out here looking to be claimed by some family like I'm an orphan looking for a family? Nah, man. I'm just here. I'm here. I'm wherever I want to be, right? If I want to go to Florida, what you gonna say? Oh, they don't claim you in Florida. Okay, well, I'm going to Iowa. Oh, they don't claim you in Iowa. Okay, well, let me go to North Dakota. Oh, we're not claiming you in North Dakota. Man, cut it the fuck out, man. Think I'm here trying to get claimed by somebody? I don't want these satanic clowns to claim me. No fucking way. You got shit twisted like a dreadlock, brother. Talking about who claims and who doesn't, man. Bro, this nigga said California don't claim me, and neither does Michigan. Okay, well, I don't claim them neither. But you know, I always did wonder this. Ever since I started my channel, I always wondered what was the purpose of these trolls. I knew half of the purpose was to trigger a creator enough to get him to slip up so they could report him. So I know I'm dealing with police. Because you know how police are. Police will embarrass you in front of your homies, right? Police they'll tell the truth, but in a way that'll damage you in front of your homies, even though they don't give a fuck about your homies neither. They'll just do it because police are opportunists. They'll take any opportunity to make anybody look bad for any reason. From the low level to the shot caller, they don't give a fuck, right? Which is exactly what's going on here. And this nigga say he's an Oakland boy. Bro, I ain't even gonna say nothing, Oakland boy. But just remember, you called yourself an Oakland boy. An Oakland boy. Man, okay. Well, I can see why you don't claim me, boy. I ain't even from Oakland, boy. I'm from Southern California, boy. And let me tell you something, Oakland, boy. The Coomies, they don't do no business down south. Not with the politics. But I've been places that you wouldn't even dream of going. So, you know, I've been places that you wouldn't even dream of going. Hey, man, Oakland called himself a boy. You feel me? He called himself a boy. No, I ain't from Compton either. I ain't from Compton. It don't even matter where I'm from. But just know I done been some places that these cats running off at the mouth talking shit. They haven't been the places that I've been. You have not been. And then if you did, I would like to be there with you so I could monitor you. So I could see, would this man come out a boy or a man? Because he already calling himself a boy. That's already a bad start, right? Because when I was, see, I'm 44 years old. When I was coming up, you had no choice. You better become a man as fast as, we didn't walk around calling each other boys. We ain't do all that. Nah, we ain't beefing. And if you ain't with the online drama, then why are you coming with online drama? See, this is what I don't like about these turncoat ass dudes, right? They say something derogatory, then they try to clean it up like they Mr. Clean or some fucking body, right? If you don't want drama, then why would you start this? Oh, so you one of them people that want to throw a rock and hide your hand, right? But everybody's seen you throw the rock, though. Everybody's seen you throw the rock. Talking about who don't claim who, like you big gang Oakland boy. Come on, man. Like you throwing rocks and now you wanna take the high road, nigga? Fuck out of here, bro. Boy, who raised you? I could tell you a young dude anyway. Oh, I ain't with the internet, but yes you are. Yes the fuck you with all the internet. Stop playing. You with all the internet beef, brother. As a matter of fact, dude can't wait to get another one in. He gonna try to throw another jab. Just watch. He gonna try. It's coming. Guarantee that. He gonna try to throw another jab. But it's fine. I ain't tripping. You know, he said what he needed to say. California don't claim me. Man, what is California again? What exactly is California other than a bunch of niggas who think they hard as fuck? That's all California is. A bunch of niggas who think they hard than a motherfucker. That's all it is out there, man. And now you got Mexicans blending with the blacks on the same shit. Bunch of niggas who think they hard as fuck that got the audacity to get online and say who somebody don't. You do know you talking to a 44-year-old man. I didn't live 2 or 3 of your lifetimes, bro. So let me tell you something. Number one, I know all about California. I know from every gang from El Centro all the way up to Euclid. And half of those same motherfuckers, they know me, right? I done been through the institutions. I done been through the gladiator school. I done ran the fucking streets, right? So me being 44 years old, I take it as a high honor that anybody from California would say that they don't claim an individual like me. Because let me tell you something, young man, you may not live to be claimed. Since you want to be claimed so bad, since you say you run California, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Last time I checked, it's very few people. E40 has a street named after him, but he doesn't own Magazine Street, but that's the street that he made famous. He doesn't own it, right? Vallejo didn't give him that street. They just said, we'll name it after you, but we still own the street. It belongs to the city of California, the city of Vallejo. You feel me? But anyways, somebody else chimed in. I don't feel like reversing to see who else said that Michigan don't claim a person. Because, like, I already know what I'm up against, bro. Like, look at my channel. I get gang stalked on and off the internet. They claim that they bullying me. But how are you bullying somebody? Like, come and let me bully you for real. You feel me? Like, cause I can bully you the same way you feel like you bullying me cause you talking shit. That's not good enough. Cat's been talking shit to me my whole life. No, I ain't get bullied out of nothing, but I never been in a gang, sir. And if I have, please tell me, what gang was it? What gang was I a part of? Since you know so much. I got bullied out of by who? You know, who bullied me out of the gang I was never part of? Oh, now he says probably. So that's what we doing now. We sitting up here riding waves of probabilities. Oh, you probably, like, bro, for a person to say that, I feel like you don't even know yourself. Like, I really do. I feel like if you willing to say what probably happened, you would be a bad witness in court. You would be a very unreliable source to be out here telling people what probably happened, right? What probably happened never helped anybody, right? You know, what probably happened. But I'm 44 as of Monday, so I'm happy. I am so elated. Cause I look back, like right now, I'm retrospecting in my mind all the shit I've been through, all the dangerous situations that I done rose above, just to sit here tonight and have a faceless, nameless nobody tell me that a state doesn't claim you. And the only way to get claimed by this state is you got to sacrifice yourself for these people, these guys that he's talking about. Oh, well, you gotta sacrifice your soul for us, or we don't claim you. Man, it's a trip. It's a trip how you dudes think when you're trying to troll somebody. You'll say anything. You'll say literally anything. Even if you know it sounds stupid in your own mind, before you say it, you'll still say it. Like, damn. What I'm about to say to this dude sounds dumb as fuck, but I'm going to say it anyways because I'm an opportunist. I have to say it. I can't help myself. Right? I'm sitting up here talking about Asian food, and then I get not really knocked off track, but I just got to deal with this little fire that these cats try to start. Talking about Asian food, and they didn't like that. They can't stand when I'm vibing, right? These little trolls, these little gang stalkers, they can't stand when I'm vibing. That's where just watch. Whoever comes to this channel and watches on a regular, let me just tell y'all a fun fact about me and my channel. If you come in here and you see me vibing, there will be no trolls in the feed. But as soon as they see other people vibing with me and we laughing and we joking, they will come in here by the tens and just go off and give everything they got to change the energy in the room because they want a constant low vibration, right? That's all this shit be about, is these gang stalkers. We call them trolls, but they really gang stalkers, right? Because they do this shit to me out in the world too, right? They want to cause a constant low vibration in your life, no matter what you doing. They got motherfuckers that will go on the internet just to cause a low vibration. Like these gang stalkers, they know who's who. They know who is who. And their only job is to lower the vibration, right? We were talking about Asian food and how to properly cook up some shit. And all these dudes came out of left field with this and that. And then, you know what I noticed that they start doing now? Is they'll pile into my page and they'll talk to each other in the chat. Almost as if like they're not paying no attention to me, right? It's all low vibrational intent, right? That's why I said I rebuke the evil devilish energy that you try to cast in my direction, and I returned it to sender times 10. In the name of God, protected by the blood of Jesus Christ. And I just say that over and over and over and over and over, right? And so that way people can take that evil eye up off of me, right? By force, right? They ain't gonna do it by choice. You know, you gotta hit them with the force, right? Like Ice keeps doing to everybody. Like, boom! I rebuke this evil energy you try to cast in my direction. In the name of the Holy Spirit, protected by the blood of Jesus, and I return this energy back to the sender times 10. And if I got to say that 40, 50, 60 times in a row, that's what I'm going to do, right? I rebuke this devilish, evil, low vibrational energy, these evil eyes they try to cast in my direction. In the name of the Holy Spirit, protected by the blood of Jesus. And I return that energy back to the sender times 10. Times 10. I rebuke that evil, low vibrational, and devilish energy that these gang stalkers try to cast in my direction. In the name of the Holy Spirit, protected by the blood of Jesus Christ. And I return that energy to sender times 10. Yeah. That's what I do. Yeah. Thank you. Like I said, Organic Productions was waiting to take his jab. And it looks to me like he finally took it. That's what he did. He took his jab. You feel better now? You feel relieved? Organic Productions, do you feel relieved that you took your jab? I knew you was going to take the jab. I knew you was going to take the jab. I knew you was going to take the jab. You know. But anyways, like I said, and I'll say it again, I rebuke this devilish, low vibrational, evil energy casted in my direction by these lames. In the name of the Holy Spirit, protected by the blood of Jesus Christ. And I return that energy back to sender times 10. You know, because that's what you got to do, bro. You got to get it up out of here, man. You got to get it on up out of here, man. You got to get it on up out of here. You know, it's sure is strange how they try to convince me that they couldn't hear me. You heard me, though. You damn sure heard me. You gonna keep hearing me. What up, Joey? How you doing, homie? Well, I appreciate that. That's a compliment. Anytime someone tells me I look like their father, as long as he wasn't no molester or no abuser, I'm willing to accept that with pride. You know, I'm good to my children. I do everything I can for my children, man, within my power. And my daughter, she's turning 17 next month. We gonna have a ball. She gonna have a ball. What up, dude? What up? You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi? Here. Come on, let's say hi. Come on, let's say hi. Say hi, buddy. Come on, let's say hi. Let's say hi. This is my buddy right here. This is my buddy. You wanna say hi? Yeah, he showed y'all them teeth. I'm like, yeah, don't mess with us. Hey, I appreciate it. Not my dog though. He ain't my dog. Yeah, he likes to come and hang out. He understands, just like any animal understands, who the good people are and who the piece of shits are. You want to get the truth? Go stand next to a dog. No, we ain't doing no beef, man. That's y'all problem. That's y'all problem. You so comfortable with doing the devil's work that it's not even a second thought anymore. It's just, we gonna do it. We gonna do it. Ain't that right? They gonna do it, huh? They just gonna do it just because that's all they know. Got the nerve to think you smart, though. Who told you you was smart? Boy, who raised you? Chase, what's the word, man? What's the word on the curb? No, they ain't gotta be nice. Cause I'ma keep sending this energy back to sender times 10, wrapped up in the blood of Jesus Christ, protected by the Holy Spirit, an unbreakable backfire reversal. Mess around and drop your phone and break it. Can't even use your screen no more because you did too much projecting and hating. Nah, sorry, chicken. It ain't meant to be funny. You don't understand. I'm really sending this shit up into the ethers. I'm really asking God to do me a solid. You gotta understand, I'm really dealing with devils. So they gon' play with every aspect of God, right? Till that hand reach down and slaps the fuck out of them. Then they ain't gonna be playing with God no more. But sometimes that's what it takes, man. Sometimes it's what's gonna take for that hand to come down out the clouds and slap the shit out of you, man. And then you'll understand that it ain't really a game out here. It's only a game because you ain't seen nothing. You ain't experienced no real supernatural occurrences. You think everything's funny and a joke because you work for a clown show. You do business. You make money with the devil, basically. That's all you do. You make good money. They talking about they paying people $10,000 a month to be gang stalkers. Man. No wonder it's so many clowns out there. For $10,000 a month? I'm glad I never got offered that job. Yeah, look it up. It's on the internet. You got these weirdo dudes talking about they get paid, some of them, not all of them. Some cats just get gift cards and gas cards and, you know, EBT cards, but some of them get 10 grand a month. You know, it's a dangerous job, gang stalking, man. It's a dangerous job. You'll lose your life doing that shit. And some of these gang stalkers have been unalived trying to gang stalk. It happens. It happens. You know, you can't just assume you gonna stalk somebody for the rest of their life and you already calling them mentally unstable and you think that they just ain't gonna do nothing to you. That's what you think? Then why would you call them mentally unstable, but like you're bold enough to just stalk them all day and it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. You know, I never understood that concept. Like the people that you say they're mentally unstable, so we're gonna stalk them, and then we're gonna act like we're not. But like, bro, you feel me? I am a very mentally stable person. It ain't about what I appear to be. Boy, you better look at every video, man. Like it's a lot going on with me, man, and it's all good news. Only time there's bad news is when I gotta deal with the day walkers, the gang stalkers, and the shit talkers, right? It's the only time there's bad news. Yeah, well, you'll be surprised, brother. You'll be surprised, brother. There's a lot of gang stalkers out there, and they get paid by the shadow government. They get paid by the Church of Satan. They get paid by whoever they get paid. I don't know who the fuck pays them. Don't care neither. I just know they got a job to do. And ain't no amount of money in the world worth risking your life. I mean, maybe for the police department, but they got an actual job. They're official. These other motherfuckers, they not official. As a matter of fact, they wear a mask like a clown. We don't even exist. What are you talking about, crazy man? We're not gang stalkers. You're crazy. What are you? Okay, well, just remember, you keep calling people mentally unstable and you keep following them all around town. Don't be surprised when something bad happens. Do not be surprised when something terrible happens, because it does happen all the time, right? Stop letting them Masons lie to you, bruh. Stop letting the Illuminati rule your life, bruh. Telling you what and what not to do. Nah, it ain't nothing random about this world, bruh. 4-4, there ain't nothing random about life. All this shit is constructed by the construct. Oh, a street man stabbed a stalker. It happens. I'm trying to tell people, like, what, bro? Like, these gang stalkers have a very, very dangerous occupation, and they know they do. They know that anything can happen at any time. Fucking around out here stalking people, trying to play with the wrong people, trying to sit up here, because I've been waiting for a very long time. I don't know why I've been waiting, because I don't want to do nothing to nobody. I don't want to do shit to nobody, bro. But I hate to say it, these gang stalkers have a very dangerous occupation. And once again, they know that they do. They ain't stupid. Motherfuckers ain't stupid. They just want that money. Yeah, you didn't. Not only have you met one, you've met about 100 of them. You just didn't know, or maybe you did. I don't know who you are. Right? I don't know who you are, but in every neighborhood in America, there's at least 100 of them. So you definitely met them. You just don't know that you have. That is, if in fact that you are who you say you are, because that's another problem in America, is nobody is really who they say they are anymore, right? Everybody is wearing a fucking mask. Everybody. Even the foreigners. They come to this country wearing a mask. The Americans. They're the ones that make these motherfuckers think it's okay. Because they come to this country and they see everybody wears a mask in America. Nobody is who they say they are. Everybody is hiding behind some kind of fucking program. You feel me? What about my forehead? What's wrong with my forehead? Of course you don't care. I'm not talking about what you care about. I'm talking about what I care about. I'm talking about what I care about. And what I care about, you know what, chicken, you just said it. You just hit the nail on the bullseye. It's all the simulation, right? And once you know that, the faster you know that, the faster you just accept that and say, okay, yeah, it is a simulation. They get you while you young. You feel me? They get your family. They get your brothers and your sisters. Everybody's on board. Once everyone's on board, we can control all the non-on-boarders. Like, I'm a non-on-boarder. I was never supposed to know about the gang stalkers and the Freemason car, how they go around here and launching attacks on all these fucking Americans. Like, but once again, how is America great? How is America great if we go to war, spiritual wars on top of that? Like, we don't just go to war. We go into these little goofy ass spiritual wars that try to drive people out of their minds, right? And then got the nerve, these gang stalkers that do this type of bullshit, they got the nerve, the gall, the audacity, the gumption to turn right around and sit up here and say that America is great. And I'm like, get your one-sided ass up out of here, man. You know, you ain't even speaking. Like when I hear that shit, I just automatically know, like, this is why I say what I say. Because we literally out here living in a fake society where, like, people get rewarded for, like, just being deceptive. Like, bro, like, you couldn't be real if a motherfucker offered you $1 million for it. And if it took $1 million for you to speak the truth, then you need to be beheaded any damn way. Because who the fuck needs to pay you to tell the truth, but they could pay you to tell a lie and keep up a lie and hide behind a mask and keep this simulation that is the very thing that keeps America not great, right? Because at the end of the fucking day, at the center of the fucking onion, everything is satanic. And that's all we need to be real about. It's just, we're living in a satanic world, right? That's it. That's all this shit is. It got nothing. You don't even have to explain it or conversate past the fact that we are living in a secret satanic society. That's it. But this is why it's a secret, right? Because these same satanic motherfuckers go to church every Sunday. They sit in the front of a church and they praise to a false god. And then at night they go sit in the pentagram and burn candles and shit. So, but they got the nerve to say how something is so great. Something is so great. How is it great? Because you know it ain't great. Because you know what y'all motherfuckers be out here doing to folks. Ain't shit great about nothing. But it sounds good, though. It It sounds good though, you know. But we'll, you know what? For the sake of keeping the conversation going, this is what we'll do. We will buy into the illusion just like everybody else, and we'll say, America is great. People don't get stalked. There is no spiritual war against good and evil, and Satan doesn't exist, and there's no Satan followers. And my dad is a Mason, and all he does is he is an engineer, and we'll just stick to that narrative. And I think if I stick to that narrative, I can back the trolls up off me a little bit tonight. But if I try to keep pushing with my narrative, then there's going to be a problem. And there's going to be an ongoing chronic problem that we never reach a resolution to, because that's how the deep state works, is we create problems and then we create fake solutions for them too. Like, we'll create a big problem for your ass and then present you with a false solution. Like, we'll give you cancer and then offer you medication. Medication that will ultimately unalive you anyways. Because we know you just are desperate and you want anything you can get to get this cancer up off of you. So here's the problem, which is the cancer. And here's the chemotherapy, which is the pills that are gonna unalive you. We know it, you know it, but we can't say it. We can't tell you. We can, and that's, to me, the part about it that pisses me off, is like, we all know the truth. Like, we're sitting here looking at each other in the eye, like knowing, bro, this ain't the truth. But it's just like, I gotta lie to you, bro. I gotta lie to you. I can't tell you the truth. Is it the left eye or is it the right eye? Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it the left eye or is it the right eye? Which one is it? Ponder on that.
Entrance.
know it's cold in Michigan tonight. It's really cold out here. You gotta get dressed just to go out on the porch. Oh, absolutely. I'm reading Straight Instruments. We all monopolize into the favor of city structure. Absolutely. I appreciate that. I highly appreciate that. It was a very true statement. I do what I can. You do what you do. That's where we differ. I gotta get up again. I gotta let the dog back in the house. He gets cold after a while. I didn't even want to put the beanie on. I didn't even want to put the beanie on at all. Tom Brady, go get this damn dog. Man, so we 117 minutes in, and Slippers is talking about lacing people's Coca-Cola with nanotechnology. I can dig it. I can tell you've been around. You've been around for a while. I can tell. I'm glad to hear you pay attention, bro. That makes me extremely happy. I'm filled with pleasure of knowing that people actually listen to the shit I be saying. And not only do you listen, but it sticks in your mind. Because I had that conversation over a month ago, and it's still being talked about it. It's still being talked about. Man, that makes me feel happy. Because this is the shit that really needs to get talked about more. But unfortunately, not enough people talk about it. Hey, you know what? I don't know, man. I've been drinking smart water. I hope it ain't no nano in the water. Because if so, I'm technologically advanced. And we live, yeah, smart dust type shit. You couldn't have said it any better than that. You better get off that cane before you get you a old toot or some Fetty Wap. Take your last breath on earth. I don't know what that is. Straight Instruments is talking some high level shit right now. Some real high level, quite higher than my level. Oh, your plug is tapped in. You know what? That's what every drug addict says. My plug is tapped in. Yeah, I bet he is. And of course, oh, so you didn't went and looked at the page. I appreciate that, man. It just dawned on me that you went and looked at the channel. Hey, man, listen, bro. You need to, man. I'm a very talented individual. I am a multifaceted individual. You know why people don't fuck with me? Because they can't fuck with me. Simple as that, with they weak ass. And that's the story of a lot of people's lives. So if you ain't heard it before, you're going to hear it here tonight, man. If they don't mess with you, it's because they can't mess with you. True story. They don't know what to do with you. I have a lot of intelligence, brother. I can speak on many different things. I can speak on shit you never even heard of before, man. I can speak on, man, listen, man. As you stick around, you'll see. I don't have to prove nothing tonight, but through my many walks and talks, people done gained a lot of insight just by simply listening to what I had to say. They ain't gonna never admit it, half of them. But the other half actually will. They'll be like, you know what? T definitely got the recipe. T definitely got the recipe. And there's a whole collective of people that agree to that. Yeah, T got the recipe, for sure. Absolutely. We're not denying it no more. So all you cats still out here denying it, you're late. We don't even care about you. Snoop is cool. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. One of the longest running rappers in the game. One of them. Who don't like Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg is from Long Beach. Everybody likes Long Beach. Yeah, that came out of Oscar. Please don't make any more comments tonight, cause you were way off base. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I don't think you know what you're talking about, cause the best rapper, where, in what reality, in what world? You talking about Beyond the Ice Wall? You talking about Beyond the Ice Wall or what? What you talking about, man? Yeah, no doubt. Beyond the Ice Wall. Yeah, that's why I ain't got no friends. I ain't got no problems no more. Ever since I shed all my friends, all my problems went away. What is you doing? This damn dog trying to smell food. He smell it, but you ain't finna eat it. Back up. That's not your bread, sir. Go sit down somewhere. Stop being greedy and hungry and needy. He just up with me because it's late night. It's 1 a.m. and he ain't got nothing to do but come and just be up under me. Famous German rapper named Money Boy. Yeah, okay, you guys lost me. Kid, come over here, motherfucker. What is you doing? Come here. Come sit down. Right here. Sit down right there. Sit. There you go. No. No. Lay down. You done already been outside. You done ate. You need some water? Let me go check your water. Make sure you got something to drink, man. water. Let me get you some water, buddy. All right, here you go. Drink you some water. Little guy. Move. Drink you some water. So Snoop Dogg was big when I was in my 20s, in the 90s. Oh man. I ain't shit. You were 20 in the 90s? So you an old man then, basically. Oh, you 49, huh? 76. Okay. Absolutely. I don't mind talking to a 49-year-old. Nah, you ain't even 50 yet. You ain't even 50. Wildcat is 66. Oh man. Okay, we got some older folks in the house, man. About damn time. When I first started this shit, I had 12-year-olds and 9-year-olds in the chat, and I was like, what is this? They don't come around no more. But you know what? That's not a bad thing. I just spent my whole evening around a whole bunch of kids at the damn jump park. My daughter's birthday was yesterday, so, you know, she turned 7. Can you believe that? She's 7 already. Oh, we got a 3-month-old in the house tonight. Okay. Well, you're learning pretty fast. And chicken is barely legal. How about that? Well, let me just make my statement. Number 1, my content is not for kids. Number 2, I don't have any current life insurance policies in my name. Also, to the best of my knowledge. Straight Instruments goes on to say, Duro, yes, have a lot of friends, but don't get too close. That's when their problems become yours, fam. Problems protect our families, especially if we got kids. Did you born in August? No. If you would have been paying attention, Wildcat, you would have heard me say, I was born in the month of January in the early 80s. My pops was a well-known player with a Cadillac and a Mercedes. And I've been to Gary Payton's house before. Yeah, I just had a big day. Hold on, man. This damn dog is hungry. Come here. Hold on. Let me grab these scissors. food, buddy. Alright. Gotta put some damn food in this bowl for him, man. We're now at 130 minutes. Age is just a number. If you in good health, that is the key. I am in fair health, Wildcat. I ain't in great health, but I am definitely in fair health. If I want to get in great health, I'm gonna have to learn how to fast and take supplements like sea moss and soursop and different herbs. The FBI didn't kill Malcolm X. His own homies killed him. But it was an inside job. His own partners did him in. Wasn't the FBI, man. They know who killed Malcolm. Yeah, my pops was a well-known player. That's because all the CEOs and the directors are all in bad health, all of them. Trick wants to know what's the best advice I can give for a 29-year-old. Man, seize every opportunity and go buy you a utility belt and put tools on it and learn how to build shit and tear shit down. And you'll never starve. You'll never be broke. I don't know you though, so I don't know what advice you need. But I'll tell any man of any age, go get you some tools and start fixing shit around the house until you get good at it. And then expand to other people's houses. And then expand to a business. Next thing you know, you'll have your own business. And all you did was listen to my advice. Right? Because that's how the modern world was created. Can you imagine? Tomorrow when you go outside, look around. Look at all the buildings, all the cars, the street lights, the stoplights, people on their bikes, sitting at the bus. Just look at everything and just remember this. All that shit you see started in the mind of a man or a woman. It all started from one source, right? And somebody had to build every single fucking thing that you see. Somebody built it, right? Focus on being one of those people. Simple. Yeah, no doubt. Or how about this, Cactus? It's all about perspective, right? So how about this? Instead of saying to your daughters, if your boyfriend can't change a tire, don't introduce him to me. Tell him, if your boyfriend can't change a tire, introduce him to me. Because we gonna be changing tires today. Teach him how to change the tire. That's what I'd do if my daughter brought me a young boy who didn't know nothing. He gonna know something after he interacts with me. Like, I'll never turn him away, because if his daddy didn't teach him, and ain't no male figures in his life taught him, and you ain't gonna teach him, then he ain't never gonna get the knowledge. So let that bullshit stop with you, right? So that's what I would tell my daughters. If your because I got 2 daughters. If your boyfriend can't change a tire, introduce him to me. We changing tires all day. I don't care. We gonna change this back tire 20 times today, young man. And if you ain't willing to do it, then you can't talk to my daughter. And I guarantee you, if he really fucks with your daughter like he says he does, he gonna change that back tire for you 20 times. And you will know without a doubt that when you're done with that young man, he'll be able to change anybody's tire for the rest of his life. And he might go on to be a big business owner changing tires. So it's all about perspective, homie. Don't ever turn him away because of what he don't know. Teach him. Teach him. See, that's that gatekeeping mentality, though, that a lot of us have. We feel like if you don't know something, well, I'm not going to teach you. I'm just not going to mess with you. And that ain't how we going to do this. Because I done taught a lot of people that I didn't even like how to do stuff, man. Nah. I don't know or have any facts about Somalia. I am an average American individual living in an average American community on YouTube tonight, hosting a very average show. This is a discussion of many topics. But I guarantee you this, when you're done listening to me, you will have learned something. Yeah, you know, I had a dream about teaching a welding class, inviting all the youngins that wanted to learn and say, hey, man. But then I realized that welding wasn't it. That's not it. It's something I wanted to do, but welding ain't it, right? And here's the thing. I learned a lot from some great men and women, and half of them didn't even like me, but they still taught me how to sustain in society. I don't have any college degrees. I don't have any professional accolades, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, glorified permission slips to do anything. Well, yeah, I do. I had a certified welding permit. I can go pull it out of my files and show it, but to me that shit don't mean nothing because, right, that's just a skill that they use to build America, right? There is a lot of welding involved in building society. A lot of welding. So it's definitely a skill worth having, right? If you know how to weld and you're good at it, you could end up with a great career, you know. But long as you can get past the selective politics, right? Because with any great skill comes politics, right? It ain't about what you know, it's about who you know, right? And that's just a fact of life. And it's been that way since the beginning of time, so it ain't even nothing to question or be mad about. You could be the best welder in the world, but if you don't know the right people, it'll just be a waste of skill set. Unless you start your own outfit, and then if you start your own outfit, then you ain't got to worry about the politics. You just got to worry about the Freemasons trying to put you out of business. But, you know, nah, the union ain't where it's at. They do too many layoffs. You will make a lot of money. Yes, you will make good money in the union. But you got to understand this, in today's world, like, there's a very high cost to living now. And so a lot of that good money you're making is only going to average you out to be able to pay your bills, stack a couple $100s a month. Whereas the average American can't even stack $5 a month because they need every penny to live below average, right? So with that being said, the union is a good place to get a good paying job, but the problem is they do so many layoffs that you still average out at 17, $18 an hour. $18 an hour ain't nothing but $500 a week after taxes. So, basically you gotta, but you could still do it. Me personally, I want to get into truck driving, right? I've been driving trucks my whole professional career. All types of trucks, man. I've been in all kind of trucks, right? Big trucks, little trucks, sprinter vans, utility vans, you know, company vehicles, but like I never been in a big rig. So my thing now is at 44, I want to get on the road. So I need to take the step and go get the book and read it like the Bible. Read the book from cover to cover, reverse it, read it again, and then read it again, and then read it again, and then read it in reverse, and then go take the written test. Pass it. How you doing, Stacy? I see you. And so, then I can go get, with truck driving in the Midwest, it's still a very vibrant employment field to be in. Like, there's a lot going on in the trucking industry up in the Midwest. You feel me? So in California, not so much. In California, they passed the law, right? A few about an hour ago, some dude came in the chat and said that California don't claim me, and I was like, well, good riddance, because in California they didn't pass the law a few years back that if you're a truck driver and you own your own truck, you can't even pick up from distribution companies no more. In other words, the trucking industry died. It died. With that one law, it put all the business owners that own their own trucks, it put them out. It put them out of, that was their bread and meat, right? But it's not like that. It's not like that in the Midwest, right? In the Midwest, you can still make great money, and there's enough trucking to go around here, right? And go get you a tow truck. Go get you a roadside assistance truck. Go get you a utility van and fill it with tools and go around. Let me tell you a cheap business that you can make a lot of money doing. And it doesn't even take, it probably take $5,000 to get started, right? $5,000 for a grown man is usually, you can see $5,000, right? Go buy you a van and fill it with tools and just go out and do suspension work on people's car. Change their brakes, change their rotors, change their hubs, change shocks, springs, anything suspension related, right? You will make so much money. You will get so much clientele, you won't even be able, you'll have to hire someone else. You'll have to get another van. That little 5 racks that you spent, you will get that back off of changing suspension on people, especially in the Midwest, where everything rusts. But if you got the right tools, rust is not a problem, right? All you need is a generator. You just got to be able to have power to what you're doing. Like me, I can change suspension all damn day long. Every part of the suspension. I could take A-arms off, trailing arms, stability arms, and do all that upper control, lower control. I can do all that shit, right? But I never like to do it for my professional type of work because it's a lot of work. But I mean, think about it. If you come across the person that needs their suspension done, let's say somebody needs all 4 brakes and all 4 rotors plus hubs done on their car, you can work out a deal to do it for one day for $1,000. $1,000 for one day's worth of work, where a job would only pay you at the minimum, at the maximum, $200 a day at a good job is all you're gonna make. And that's someone getting paid some money, right? That's somebody getting paid $200 a day at a job is good money. When you could go do some suspension on a car for $1,000, get them right. It'll take you 5 or 6 hours, but you're gonna get $1,000. And then the next day, you already got another job lined up. And then on top of that, you get to keep all the scrap steel. Take that to the recycle, you get cash back off of that, right? All you need is power tools, a generator, and regular tools. And I'm telling you right now, that's a business that a man can start for under $10,000 and make tens of thousands of dollars. Well, you was at the wrong company then. Yeah, a concierge doctor is what they call it. I never heard of a personal doctor, but like I know they call them a concierge doctor, where they show up at your house, a private doctor that doesn't work out of a hospital, that gets paid cash a lot of times by wealthy individuals, especially secret government agents that go out and do contracting work. You know, motherfucker get a stab wound or a bullet wound and they need to get treated without going to a hospital. Concierge doctors can make millions. Man, you reading too far into it, man. See, that with that thought process, you will never start doing anything because you'll be so wrapped up in the variables that you won't even. Oh man, Fambo in the house, man. What's going on, bro? I don't care about the variable. I don't care about the variables, man. Like, get started, bro. You can deal with that shit as you go. Cross that bridge as you get to it. Ain't nobody worrying about what I'm gonna need in the future. If you got money in your pocket and you got transportation, then you get a job and you need a certain tool for a certain kind of car. You got 2 choices. You either go get the tools you're gonna need or you turn that job down. That's what mechanic shops do. I used to work for a mechanic shop. I was a tow truck driver for a couple years. We didn't take any job because we didn't want to do any job. We took a lot of jobs, but like when the shop was full, it reaches its capacity, then we start referring them out to other shops. But it's cool because you make all the money on suspension work, like I said. I don't care if it's a Mercedes. Learn how to work on a fucking Mercedes. I don't care if it's a Jag or a Range Rover, which you scared to work on. Something that you ain't never worked on before. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's just different designs, but it's all the same concepts. With a Mercedes Benz, the studs unscrew out the brake caliper, right? Out of the rotor. On an American car, the studs are pressed in to the hub. That's all you need to know. And there's metric and there's standard. And on a lot of German engineering, reverse is forward and forward is reverse. Just get started. That's all you got to do. That's my plan, right? I got a bunch of tools already. I'm trying to get more, you know. But at the same time, one thing that a person never wants to find themselves doing is trying to do too much and spread themselves thin, trying to just do all this shit. Stick to one trade and you'll bubble at it. As long as you ain't got no gatekeepers in your way, as long as you know what you doing and you don't hurt yourself or you ain't fucking people's shit up. I ain't never damaged nobody's stuff, man. I did, you know what? Yeah, I did. I almost messed something up on a company van one day. How do you say it? I cross-threaded a spark plug in the spark plug chamber. Easy fix though. AutoZone sells a rethreading kit. You just go get the rethreading kit and you just wrench it in and then wrench it back out and then boom, spark plug is good. But if you fuck that up, then you gotta go get the whole motor pulled out, machined, and you gotta do all this shit, and it can cost thousands of dollars. But like, you know, I'm not about to sit up here and say, oh well, I gotta be able to source certain cars and certain this and that. And nah, man, you get started and you do the shit you could do. And as you grow, you expand your operation. Somebody hits you up and says, hey man, I got this ancient Grand Page. You niggas probably don't even know what a Grand Page is, right? But don't worry, I'll hip you to all Stroud in the house. What's going on? A Grand Page is a car that they don't even build anymore. What if somebody wanted you to work on a car that parts weren't available readily? I can't say what word. Grand Page? Grand Page is two last names. It's a old auto manufacturer from the 1920s that used to be right here in Detroit off of Grand River in Wyoming. And then they changed the name. But there's still a lot of people out there who got those cars. I met a guy who had a Grand Page in pristine condition, boy. He had a red convertible two-door. I don't even know how much that car was worth, but I know it wasn't cheap. A Grand Page is a car. It's a vehicle from the 1920s. Do you know how to work on a, let's just say, a Rolls Royce from the 1920s and 30s? They were built out of wood. The bodies were built out of wood, and then they put the metal over the wood. But the frame was built out of wood. I know a guy who does body work on those type of vehicles, right? He told me it ain't hard. It looks hard, but it ain't. Once you know how to do it, it don't matter what year the car you're working on is. When you get into that industry, you get around guys who got all that, the access to the different parts you're gonna need. And a lot of times you gotta make your own parts. But we're not gonna get into that because you got to be pretty wealthy to be able to machine your own parts, right? Because if you ain't, you gonna have to like go pay someone to do it, and like ain't none of us got the money to go get a custom machine part made for a car that don't even exist anymore. Ain't nothing hard, man. A lot of times we're prisoners of our own fucking thoughts. We are gate kept by our own minds. You know, as soon as I get some money, and the thing is, I already got a business registered in the state of Michigan, man. You know, that was a big foul, you know. That's when the devil showed his face, when I started really rising like yeast, oh man, I started getting attacked from every direction. Boy, I was like, what the fuck is this? All I'm trying to do is live my life and be successful. And now I got the devil himself attacking me. That's when I realized that I was supposed to stay at a certain level my entire life. And all it took was for me to create a business, go out there and become self-sufficient, and then the devil just popped out of nowhere. But you know what? It didn't stop me. It just slowed me down. Like, you know, as soon as I get some money, I already got the plan. The plan is just everything I told you. That's the plan for me. All snaps. Hey, Fambo is good at bringing the facts. So a Grand Page, like I said, it's two last names of two guys that own the company, was an American automobile manufacturer founded by brothers Joseph B. and Robert C. and Ray A. Graham in 1927. Automobile production ceased in 1940 and its automotive assets were acquired. Yeah, it's they made some nice cars back in the day, man. They made some nice cars, bro. And I know somebody who got one right now, a red one, convertible. You would never see a car like that in your life. Worth about 100 and something thousand. You could trade it in for a Ferrari, I'll tell you that. And his shit is in mint condition. And you want to hear something even more crazy? The guy that I know built it himself. That's why it's in pristine condition. He didn't buy it like that. He built it himself. Got a Bugatti, got a rare Jaguar, got a Rolls Royce from the 30s. Got all kind of shit, right? But like you can have that too. Like I said, a business that you can create. That's if you a hands-on type of guy. One thing I'm learning about today's world in 2026 is there's a lot of dudes that act like women. They rather go do nails than go work on somebody's car. And I ain't talking about nails that you hammer in. I'm talking about fingernails. They rather, you know what I'm saying? They ain't finna go do no, like dude said a while back, Lewis said, hey man, motherfuckers don't even know how to change a tire no more. And he's right, they don't. But hey man, I'll teach you. You need to learn? I'll teach you. You feel me? But you better take that knowledge and shine with it. You better do something great with it. Don't be acting like you want the knowledge without the college. You get it and then don't do nothing with it. No, we ain't on that. And like I said, I started to see if I could involve myself with teaching a welding class, but then I thought about it and I said, man, Michigan, welders come a dime a dozen. So, yeah, I could teach youngins how to weld, but it would just lead them to shitty jobs. Because there's a ton of shitty welding jobs in Michigan. There's 1,000 of them. And so, that ain't even, I could still do it, right? You know, I got all my equipment and shit. I even got a welding machine in the room. I've been trying to sell it because I don't need it. I don't need it. But I got a brand new Craftsman. And the Craftsman that I got, if you look it up, that was one of the best Craftsman welding machines ever produced. Like, there's guys right now who bought that machine back in the day and it still works. And it runs like the day it was bought still right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that wasn't even my first machine. I got multiple welding machines. Like over the years, I've had good ones, I've had expensive ones, I've had cheap ones. You know. Just Us, are you being gang stalked? Is that why you saying these things? Are you a victim of some type of atrocious activity that you want to talk about here tonight? Because we talking about business ownership. If you would like for me to change the subject, we can do that. But just, I want to clarify that with you first. Should we stop talking about how to start a small business and be successful and talk about avoiding being gang stalked? Are we attempting to lower the vibration right now? Is that the direction that I need to go in? Because I am literally here willing to listen to my audience. If you guys want me to lower my vibration right now, then that's what we can do. But just let me know, right? Because if not, we can continue with this small business ownership type of time that we own that could probably benefit your life way more than, asking me if these people are still stalking me. And even if that were the case, like, who are you and what's your business? Who are you and what's your business? Why is that something you want to, why do you want to talk about that? I think you trying to troll me, but we don't want to lower the vibration too many times in one night, because then, y'all are going to say that I hit weak, but at the same time, you hit weak for trying to make a person spread themselves thin on some shit that don't even matter. It matters when it needs to matter, and it don't matter for the rest of the time, right? But and if you take that same idea to the West Coast, where the winter times don't reach 10 degrees below zero, and there ain't a bunch of salt all over the road. If you want to go down to Florida, Texas, Mississippi, Atlanta, Alabama, anywhere in the South, anywhere on the West, you will make even more money. The Midwest and the East is going to be the most challenging because they dump salt every winter. The temperatures drop, and who wants to be outside working on somebody's car in 0-degree temperatures? Nobody, but there's guys who do it every day. As a matter of fact, it was a dude that woke up today, had someone else's car in his driveway. He jacked that bitch up, put it on jack stands, took the front wheels off, and got to work. And that person that owned that car is driving it right now. Like, damn, I'm glad I finally got this work done, and I didn't even have to pay mechanic shop prices. And guess what the mechanic's saying? Oh man, I made some good money today. You know what I'm saying? I was doing work for a minute. I got this one job when I first started my business. It was a small job, but dude had a F-150 and one of the step sides rusted off of it. So he needed a new metal, I don't even know what I would call it. He needed some metal put back on at the area where it rotted, and then it needed to be welded back to the body. There was no bolting it because it was an old truck. So that's what I did. I pulled up with all my shit, ran my cords, cleaned off the rust area where I was going to be welding to, looked at what I needed to do, and I fabbed up the piece that I needed right there on the spot with I had brought some spare steel that I had laying around my house, and I fabbed up the piece a bracket is what I needed. So I fabbed up a bracket real quick right there on the spot, put it in place, welded it, and then I put a big glob of Flex Seal over it, so it'll extend the life of that area. But you can't really extend the life of a piece of metal when it's surrounded by rust. So it worked for him though. I had seen him months, even a year and a half after that. He still had the truck. He actually turned it into a snowplow, because that the next time I saw him was in the wintertime, and he was plowing snow in the F-150. And I went over to him and I checked the step side and it was still solid. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Did a good job, you know. So, you know, that was just, you know, a little piece of the business that I started. But, you know, the fact is, you can make any kind of little small business, man. You can make an online business of baking brownies, right? A $20 brownie, man. You sell 30 $20 brownies in a day, that's $600. And then if you calculate that into a year, that's $220,000 a year for just baking brownies and selling them, right? Big brownie, it don't matter, you can make big brownies, right? You listen, you could do it, right? If your mind is stuck on what you can't sell, then you're never going to sell anything but a dream to a dummy, right? But if you believe that you could sell a $20 brownie, then you could do it. Find a cost-effective way to make a $20 brownie. You could do it. I just made some shit up off the top of the head, but you could do it. No, a $20 brownie, like I said, man. If that's beyond your understanding, then just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not for you, man. You can't do it. That's what we know for sure, that you can't do it. That's all you need to know. So instead of selling a $20 brownie, why don't you go get some tools and a toolbox, put them in the back of your car or your truck or whatever you drive, if you drive, and go out here, get you some jack stands and a good Daytona jack, and start doing people's suspension for them. You can make $1,000 a day doing suspension. Well, we moved on from that, Mr. Aaron, right? You must be thinking of those $2 7-Eleven brownies that are at the cash register. So you think because they got $2 brownies at 7-Eleven counters that there's no such thing as a $20 brownie. I assure you that there is. You got cookies that you could sell for $20. So like they're out there, but like I'm not gonna be selling any brownies. Not me, I ain't selling no $20 brownies, but it's just a concept. But that's your mind not thinking like a boss. You're a down charger. You're not an up charger. That's why you can't even fathom a $20 brownie, because you're thinking that nobody would buy a $20 brownie. And I'm assuring you, yes, they would. But you're not an up charger. You're a down charger. You would shortchange yourself, which indicates to me you'll probably never have a business. You'll probably never have a business because you don't believe in something that you perceive as being impossible, like a $20 brownie. How is that impossible? You'll go buy a $20 bag of weed, but you wouldn't buy a $20 brownie? Why wouldn't you? Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot of them, man. You can do that Spotify shit where you go buy useless shit from China for the low, and you never even see it. You buy the inventory and you post it on a digital store site, and you up price it. So let's say you buy it for $3 and you sell it for $7. You make $4 profit off of every item you sell. And that's another thing people doing all the time, every day. You know, you don't have to get it from China, but China just is a place where they got an abundance of cheap shit that they will sell to you for a very low price that they know you're going to resell in America for a profit. China is on top of it. If you tap in with the right Chinese vendor, you can, like I said, you can buy the product, never even have to see it, and then post it on your store. And every time somebody buys it, they send it from China. Now you can get the boxes and put them in your basement, right? I know people right now who got boxes, and I knew a guy who was selling Timex watches online. And this dude had boxes of Timex watches, little cheap ass Timex watches, and all types of different bands. And he would sit there and he would put the watches together, get them working, package them up. And I knew another guy who sold kitchen knives out of his house. Him and his homie started a business. And you walked into his house, you know what it was? It was boxes all over this little studio apartment. Boxes and boxes of knives everywhere. These dudes ate and slept knives. That's what they did, right? But they sold knives out of their apartment. 2 dudes. And their apartment smelled like ass. But I didn't care because they was running a business. And I was like, damn. You know, that's what's up. But you know, you can get the stuff at your house if you want, but there's other ways to do it. You don't even have to have it at your house. You could just create you a store, and I believe through Facebook the store is free. And you just start like researching what items do you want to put in your store. What do you want to put in your store? You can't touch it, you can't go to it, but it's there, right? It's got a website address. It's there. And then you go and find bigger stores like the one you trying to run, and you find great products for cheap prices all over the world. It don't matter. Some people sell foreign junk food, right? Foreign chips, cookies, soda pops, and you see them on YouTube all the time. These people got boxes and boxes of just garbage from other countries, right? But they sell it. They make good money. If you can get to a point where you can make $1,000 a day, even $1,000 in 4 days, you're winning over everybody else. Because who you know making $1,000 in 4 days off of not having to hustle? You know, people they don't even want to think that they could do it. And I used to think the same way. Only reason I'm not doing it right now is because like I don't have the funds to do it. I don't have any money to get it going. But like everybody around me all wants to start something, right? I was gonna get a tow truck back in 2022. You know, I had the money for a cheap one, but I didn't do it because I was like, all I had was the money for a cheap one. And the problem with that is if you have any problems with it, it's gonna cost you the price of the truck to fix it. So I'm like, nah, I'm not ready for that big dog shit yet. But you know, at some point I will be. You know, like I said, I'm in fair health, and I got a pretty decent mind, and all I need now is some money. That's it. And money, that's probably like the easiest thing to get, right? Money ain't nothing. Flipping your money, compounding your money, and putting it into a savings account, that's the real flex. You know, that's the big flex, is not getting money, but investing it into something that's gonna equal more money, paying your taxes, staying legal, doing everything legit, and just repeating, rinse and repeat over and over and over. Like, dude asked me ideas about the digital space where you buy and sell digitally, where you don't even ever have to see your products. And that's what we talking about now. You buy shit. China has always been the place to go. I don't care if you're selling t-shirts, coffee mugs, coasters. They will even put the logo of your business on your property for you. And then every time you sell one, you don't have to mail it. It'll come straight from China. They put in the order, you just forward the order to the manufacturer. But the thing is, I've always heard about China, you got to be careful, because if you develop your own, as a matter of fact, I just thought of another thing. I had a homie from LA, and they was all young too, right? They wanted to make money, right? So the brothers all put their money together, and they developed a keychain business, right? And this is a true story, right? They developed a keychain business. They just made all these keychains at their house. I'm talking about all custom shit. It was they didn't buy these keychains. They made them themselves. And then you know what they did? They put on business suits. And they started scheduling meetings with business owners at like 7-Elevens and different convenience stores. And they got shot down a lot. But they kept putting on their little cheap suits and representing their company and saying that we would like to put these keychains in your business. We are selling for this much, and we'll compensate you for this per sale, and we'll have our own rack. At long story short, they started to become successful. Now every one of the brothers are pushing foreign cars. When my partner specifically, he had got in trouble for some shit he did in Vegas, right? When he got out, he got the keys to a 645 BMW. He had a cake that had, like, I don't know, $10,000 on it in $100 bills all around the cake. And all off this keychain business, right? They all contributed in making this business successful. And all they did was they did the groundwork. They created a product. They put on some suits and ties and scheduled meetings with business owners and pitched their idea. And after so many losses, after so many rejections, some guy started saying, yeah, I'll sell that in my store for you, but this is going to be the guidelines. And they were like, hell yeah. They were taking whatever percentages they could get because they just wanted to push these keychains, right? And now they got a full-fledged business. They done sold hundreds of thousands of keychains, right? And that's how you do it, man. It ain't even hard, man. It's just America doesn't get taught how business works. They don't get, you know what? I know more motherfuckers who learn how to run a business in prison than I ever knew on the streets. But I didn't grow up in the suburbs. I didn't grow up in the nice areas of the world. So maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But I know in prison, I know cats that was creating businesses from the pen and running businesses from prison, making money, getting tax breaks, getting all kind of. When you run a business, you open yourself up to tax credits, right? And I'll give you a quick example. If you work for a company, you only get 5. You get about 5 tax breaks when you work. When you're a W-2 employee at a business, you can only claim about 5 different things on your taxes, right? But when you start a business and you have an EIN number and a Dun & Bradstreet account and you got business credit and all this shit and you got a business phone number, and you get about 475 tax options. You see the difference? If you're an employee, you only get 5. But if you're a business owner, you get 475. And Michigan is a business-friendly state. Michigan is a state where obtaining a business and registering it here in the Michigan Business Registry, it only costs $50, and in a lot of cases it's free, right? Now here's the comparison, right? Here's the contrast. In Las Vegas, Nevada, That same exact business that you could start in Michigan for 50 bucks, in Vegas it costs $850. You still get all the same tax breaks according to Nevada, but here in Michigan you get like, bro, there's a tax break, right, that you could claim through your business without even selling a dime of inventory. All you got to do is generate your invoices, and you claim at the end of the year that you attempted to do business 300 times this year, and you will get a tax credit for that. You will get money for that just off of attempting to do business. But of course you got to have your paperwork, and you can't just claim something and not be able to back it up on paper, right? So you can get tax credits by simply attempting to do business. Like, you claim that you didn't make no money, but these are your invoices that you attempted to do business, but no money was exchanged, and it's another tax credit, right? But the more you get into it, the more you learn about it, and it's a lot to it, and you know, you can win. So, you know, I encourage anybody, hey man, start a fucking business. If you know the business part of it, you'll do fine. Because I know cats that got businesses that ain't never sold shit and they still get money, right? That's what the PPP loan shit was for back during the pandemic, was people knew how to get this money out of like thin air, right? Just by owning a business. I didn't start my business for that, nor have I ever received any PPP loans, because like I started mine right after that anyways. But like, there's a lot. But like I said, if you work at a W-2 company, you only get less than 10 tax credits. Like, you can't even claim gas money receipts commuting to and from work. You can't even claim eating lunch every day as a W. You can't claim any of that. That's all out-of-pocket expenses that you will never get back. But if you're a business owner and you claiming that you spent $400 in gas to get to the client to attempt to do business, and you ate a $60 salad, you got the receipts to everything you do goes under your business account, everything, and then you just have somebody write it into the taxes at the end of each year. And like, if you do it right, like, and it's not illegal. That's the thing about it. It is not illegal in any form of the word. It is not. I can't even stress that enough. It's not illegal. You're not doing nothing wrong. You are doing the same exact thing that billionaires do every year, and millionaires, and all the people that use the tax game into their favor, and the rest of us just get fucked in the ass by taxes, right? But the more you learn, the better you can do in life, right? And if you can get into a position to actually act on any of your dreams or aspirations, it's only up from there, man. No, I'm not from Detroit, but I'm in Detroit. I'm in Detroit. And Lewis, you could say what you want to say about Detroit, but I'm going to tell you something that you may not know about Detroit. Detroit is a breeding ground of entrepreneurs. Niggas got businesses out here. I'm talking, you wouldn't even believe how many businesses are in Detroit. People that run businesses out of their house and are making money like McDonald's type shit. You know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the Detroit area. You know, when I first got here, I was kind of shocked and, you know, taken aback when I seen, and I ain't even talking about black businesses. I'm just talking about just people in general that just will wake up one day and say, all right, gang, we're going to start a business and we're going to take full advantage. Hey, however you get it, man, however you get it. Because yeah, there's a lot of money laundering going on all over the place. But hey, man, as long as you run your shit according to the government regulations and you stay, you know what I'm saying, you stay off of that DEA radar type of shit, you'll have a successful. Like I know young dudes out here pushing $200,000 vehicles because they like there's 15-year-olds all over Detroit that run successful businesses. 15-year-old girls that have little bake shops and boutiques and nail shops and hair salons, and they ain't even 20 years old yet because it's easy to establish it in a place where the real estate is, bro, you can still buy a house in Detroit for 60 grand. A nice old home that'll stay standing for the next 150 years, right? But unfortunately, the real estate giants came out here, and you got like, it ain't all right. So what I was gonna say is a lot of people missed that little party. Like there's not a lot of shit left to buy, but when it was back in the 90s, you could come out here to Detroit and buy a 4-bedroom home with a basement, a backyard, a front yard, an attic, and a garage for $40,000. And all it probably needed was light interior work and a new roof. Right now, to put a new roof on a house in Detroit costs $15,000. And then you move somebody in and you collect a check for the rest of your life. As long as they don't burn it down, but then you just get insurance on the home, right? For whatever is in the best interest of, you know, your company and your assets, right? You get insurance on your shit, right? You don't need flood insurance all over Detroit, but there are places where you're going to need flood insurance. There's places where you'll need fire damage insurance. There's places where you're going to need, you know, theft insurance, vandalism insurance. There's all kind of theft. I mean, all kind of insurance, but that ain't the point I'm making, right? It ain't even about the houses. It's just about the houses. If they were 40,000 in the 90s and the early 2000s, what do you think these buildings are going for? You can get a building for 100 grand in Detroit that cost 600 to 700,000, all the way up to $1 million in any other state. But here's the cold part about it. You're gonna make the same amount of money as any one of those people would make in any other state right here in Detroit. You're gonna make the money regardless. It's just that nobody wanted to live in Detroit. Nobody wanted to do business in Detroit. So the people that lived in Detroit said, we're going to buy up this property then. If we can own it, we're going to own it. We're going to put a business here and we're going to bubble. And that's exactly what they've been doing, right? So like people can talk a lot of shit about Detroit, but that's because they haven't been here to see what I see. And from what I see is, yeah, there's a lot of businesses that own property in Detroit, but there's also a lot of people fresh out the community that own community businesses that do business in their own community, and the money never leaves the community. You know what I'm saying? Cali Boy says 2,000 adults. Was there time to buy all them houses? It was in your hands. I'm mad jelly. I just bought my house for $385,000. Oh yeah, you know what? Hey man, there's still a few houses out here for cheap, you know, but they're not as cheap as they was, because they were at one point you could buy a 4-bedroom home with a basement for $20,000, and it was good. It was structurally sound. It had all the windows and doors. It had all the shit that you need. It had a furnace, water heater. You may have to spend 40. You spend 20 to get the house, and you spend 20 to put the house on the market. But for $40,000, You hold on to that house for 10 years and now it's worth 60, 70,000. You know, the housing market is going up. People are moving into Detroit. They are tearing down the old dilapidated areas more and more, and they're building parks and different things. And like Detroit is probably always going to retain its look forever, but a large portion of it is going to be renovated and gentrified, you know. But that's just the world in general. Gentrification happens everywhere, all over the world. So you got to expect for every city in America to get gentrified, because there's big dogs with a lot of money, and they want to move in Starbucks. They want to move in Big B's. They want to move in Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Dollar General. Walmart is kind of not even a thing. No, ain't nobody building Walmarts no more. But you get the point, right? And so there's still a lot of real estate though that you can buy. But the main point I'm trying to make is you can buy a business, a property in Detroit, Michigan for $100,000, and you can make the same amount of money that you would make if you paid $500,000 in a whole nother state. The only difference is you're gonna be able to keep an extra $400,000 in your pocket just because you're not afraid to do business in Detroit, especially if you're a black person. And so you ride through the city, you see cats got clothing stores. It's all kind of places to eat. Like you come to Detroit, you'll be able to eat some of the best food in the country because they got it, right? Auto shops, mechanic shops, rim shops, barber shops, just everything. Boutiques, nail shops, hair salons, you know. But you know, it's up to how a person, you know. You ain't got to be black, because a lot of this business is owned out here by foreign interests anyways. There's a you know, I mean, the white people got all the big lucrative shit. Like, let's be not even trying to sound racist, but like all the big industries and the big money, all the white people own that shit. But everything up under that, the pecking order is the white people, the Middle Easterners, and then everybody else. That's the pecking order, right? But all the big industries, white people had that shit on lock for 100 years. You know, but in that order, right? Where did the little guy, us, come in at? If you got a cool $100,000 to spend, let's say you got $250,000, right? You come to Detroit and you look. You got a business idea that will work in Detroit. Let's say it's you want to build and sell bounce houses in Detroit for events, parties, whatever. But you want to put a shop in the basement that actually sews the material to make the bounce house. So you invest $150,000 in buying the machines that it takes to make these bounce houses, and then upstairs you got displays on different designs of bounce houses that you can either sell or rent out. You know what I'm saying? The building that you find is only $100,000, right? And this is the last time I'm gonna say this. But that building for $100,000, any other state, that building would cost you $500,000. But because it's in Detroit, and people are very biased about doing business in black areas, you can get that building for $100,000. Whereas the other person that doesn't want to do business in Detroit is going to have to pay $500,000. So now he has to go get a loan. He's got to work to get that money back. But you, sir, had $250,000, and that covered all the expenses to get up and running because you chose Detroit to do your business. And not only that, you will make your money back within a few years. And I just used bounce houses and events for just an example. Another thing they do out here is they got buildings that are vacant, but they rent the building out, not for banquet space. They do pop-up shops, right? So let's say you have all kind of merchandise at your house and you want to do a pop-up shop every weekend. You find one of these motherfuckers who own these nice little buildings that are empty, and you can use that building to turn into a weekend store and make a cool, quick $10,000–$15,000. They do it all the time in Detroit. There's just random little vacant buildings, but they're not vacant. They're rent-a buildings. Like literal rent a building, like a rent a car. You rent it for as long as you need it, and then you move out, and then someone else will come in. And you see that a lot, right? A lot of people do that when they're selling clothes, or, you know, they want to like launch a new shoe line or whatever the fuck, man. Like people that own lots of pairs of shoes, they might rent a pop-up shop. But then it even gets deeper than that, because in the summertime you can go downtown, right? And they be having events where it turns into a flea market. But it's not a flea market. It's just a bunch of people that got businesses, but they don't have a building. So they pitch their tents, they put up their tables, and I don't care if you're selling plants, purses, fireworks, you know, roses, teddy bears, little RC cars. You know, it's like you really understand what an opportunity is. Because I know I did. When I first got here, I didn't know what opportunities was. But then I started seeing how motherfuckers around me was moving and how cheap it was to get started. And I was like, wait a minute. I never seen the opportunity of owning my own business before until I came here. Now I can see how it's done when it's broke down into understandable language. I realized that it's not that hard. It has never been hard, but they just don't teach you this shit in America, because they teach you in these punk ass public schools how to work at a W-2 job, make money, and spend money. They don't teach you how to run a business. That's why all these businesses is owned by foreign interests in the first fucking place. Because America has been a corporation. And when they say the American dream, the land of opportunity, they're talking about business owners, not the American people. They're talking about anybody that's willing to start a business in America. And that's the biggest illusion that Americans have ever been sold, is that this is the land of opportunity where you can reach the American dream. What they meant was if you're a business owner. Not if you live here and you went to school here and you got taught how to do a TikTok dance and spend your money at fucking McDonald's and shit. They wasn't talking to you. They was talking to the entrepreneur that wanted to make money, not you. But you know what though? I probably would bust out my business information and show you that I got a business registered in the state of Michigan. And you know, it's funny that I even mention this shit, because I just got an email yesterday about my annual review to pay to keep my business up and running, but I haven't done it because it's too much shit going on, and I can always restart another one. It ain't no big deal at all. And I'm going to tell you another thing that I learned, right? When you work for a lot of these companies, another way to still benefit off the tax breaks is to start a business, get all your shit in order. And when you go and work for that business, tell them you want to be paid under your business name. And if they're not willing to do that, then maybe you should either work under your government name and look for another job that will, or you can not work there and just wait till you find a company that'll hire you and pay you under your business name. You know, but the reason they don't want to do that is because they pay you out of taxed money, right? The money's pulled out. That's why you fill out a W-2 when you get hired. But let's say you're at a 1099 company, right? Then you want to work up under your business information, not your personal information. Because then when you pay the taxes off the money you make, it goes towards your business. That's all credit towards your business. That will help you be able to get small business loans and help you, you know, get your tax credits, and then you can claim all this different shit that you can't claim under your government name. You can't do it. So, you know, I mean, it's like I said, when you get around people that are already doing this shit and you get around an environment where you can actually see better. Because when you walk into a gas station, you don't think about how this guy came to own this gas station, or what it takes to run this gas station, or all the different vendors that he goes through to get his. You don't think about that. You're just there to buy a candy bar, get some gas, and maybe a damn Pepsi, and then you about your business on your way. But when you see it broken down in layman terms, like you see everyday people like yourself running this kind of shit, it will inspire you. It inspired me. I swear to God, it inspired me, man. And I went right out there and I paid the money. I started my business and I registered it and I got everything, but there's still work I need to do to it. And at some point I'll get back to it. But you know, if it ends up dissolving before I get a chance, then I'll just start another one. I'll start another one. Because it's free to start a business, right? You don't got to worry about the money and the taxes until you start making money. You just want to put everything in place first. Let your business form, and then let the products that you're going to make money off of be the absolute last thing you worry about, right? Let that be the last thing, because a consulting business doesn't even sell. A consulting business sells information, right? They sell you consultations, right? They don't have an actual product that they sell that you can touch. So what I'm trying to say is you don't need to necessarily always have a product to sell. You can sell services as well. That's what going all the way back to the beginning of what I was talking about when I was telling people you can start a business for under 10 grand by just getting a truck or a van and filling it with tools. You're selling services. So everything, your bread and meat, is inside your van, right? It's not even something that you don't have to claim your tools on your taxes, right? So it's all kind of ways, but that's up to you to take the game and figure it out and what works for you and how you would do it. My job is just to lead you in the right direction, right? That's my job, is to lead you down the path. And then you get down that path and you start seeing all the opportunities, even if your state doesn't have the opportunities of where this state that I'm at is. That's besides the point, because at the end of the day, it's all the same. And if you remember that America is a business within itself, if you can just remember that and never forget that, you will understand more about the country that you live in. America is a business. And honestly, I think that they're trying to sell America again to the Chinese. That's what I think. And you know how you gonna know if they do it? If everything just turns Chinese. You start going in stores and everything is just Chinese everything. Chinese products. Chinese, just, you see made in China everywhere. Just know when that happens, your government done sold you out again. They done sold the country that you say is so great to the Chinese. Because America was a business from the beginning. And if a business is failing, what is the owner gonna do to cut their losses? They're gonna sell the business to a more successful business owner. You feel me? And that's the exact same thing that they'll do to this raggedy ass country. They'll sell it. That's why I believe the Republican Party are trying to absorb these places right now, because they trying to not go bankrupt. They're trying to like do all this shit to like not get deeper and deeper in debt. But the problem is the people we're in debt with, they don't want money. They want our country. They're like, we don't want money, man. Just give us America. Let us sell our products to your people and we'll be happy with that. But the deal is this: you have to take all your products out of these stores and you got to let us put ours in. In other words, America won't make money in America no more. But if you want to make money in America, you got to pay somebody other than the federal government. So it's just like, I mean, that's just a thought. That to me right there was my opinion. That's not even part of what I've been talking about. It's just, hey man, the real Indiana call. This cat is back, man. Okay, the real Indiana Cones. I'm going to elaborate on it by simply saying this. Go watch the funeral and then come back and talk to me. Subscribe to the channel. Go watch the funeral and then we'll talk about what you saw. I can't talk about something that's only one-sided because the information is out there for all. So I want you to subscribe to the channel. That way you can come back later and you can tell me, what did you think about what you saw? But before that, there's really nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing to talk about because I want you to see what I saw. Just go watch it. It was out there for the world to see. Check it out. Take it all in and tell me what you think. And then we can politic about it. Absolutely, man. I'm about to end this anyways, man. It's 2:30 and I was going to go do some little online gaming for a little while, probably about an hour, 2 hours until 4 o'clock. Maybe people will tap in, maybe they won't, but I was gonna run some online gaming and I'd be broadcasting onto my channel too, so you know, but it was overdue. This live, I had to go live tonight. This was like something that I had to do, but you know, I have to have a cutoff point. We 208 minutes in and it's 2:30 in the morning, so like at some point I gotta go ahead and end this because I'll never run out of stuff to speak on, but you know, at the same time, I want to like, I don't want to overdo it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to overteach. You feel me? I don't want to overteach, overspeak, and like just start regurgitating shit. But like, I want to ensure that I stay on long enough to get all my points across and, you know, tie up any loose ends. Like, for example, Indiana wanted to talk about some shit we talked about 2 hours ago, which I'm glad, but I wanted to tell him that, hey, you got to watch the shit first. I don't think there's going to be any more questions tonight about it because everybody already doubled back. So, you know, my live is coming to a peaceful end and I'm happy about that. And, you know, I would just say to anybody watching, hey, man, just take everything I say as a grain of salt, and motherfucking, hey man, it's all entertainment and educational purposes only. You know, I am not a professional, so I'm not consulting anybody or advising anybody on any professional matters, but you know, you could take what I said and you could like apply it to your life, and maybe you might get some results, maybe not. I don't really know, but only you will be able to know by, you know, applying it. So I'm gonna holler at you later, man.